It's time now with the Sports Guys coming to you live from the KSETRO studios right here in downtown San Antonio, and also from the Dallas Cowboys AT&T Stadium in Arlington. That's where we find our Larry Ramirez. Larry, somebody needs to buy the Black Kitty a plane ticket to Dallas.
Well, you know, we saw two black kitties outside. Of course, they weren't real black kitties. They said they were going to bring the Cowboys good luck. It didn't happen.
It almost got there. All right, what happened to the Cowboys' rushing attack is Ezekiel Elliott was held to just 47 yards, his second lowest of the season, his first game with 20 carries this season that did not break 100 yards. What happened to Zeke tonight?
First and foremost, the Vikings defensive line, that front seven they have, just absolutely dominated the Cowboys offensive line tonight. Zeke just had nowhere to run. I mean, and that's plain and simple what it came down to. Mano-a-mano, Vikings offensive line outplayed the Cowboys. I mean, the Vikings defensive line, outplayed the Cowboys O-line, and that's just the way it went.
And you think about what Zeke had to say after last week's victory where he rushed for 139 yards. He said if the offensive line blocks that well, they will never lose another game. But apparently that did not happen tonight. While the Cowboys' rushing attack was terrible, the passing game was actually pretty good, actually great. Dak threw for 28 of 46 yards for 397 yards and 3 touchdowns with 1 interception, 9 of 15 on third down conversions. A lot of those were long conversions. So why didn't the Cowboys win this game? Could you actually pin it on the Dallas D? They gave up, what, 367 yards in total offense?
You know, I think a little bit, but I'm going to say it's going to start with another slow start by the Cowboys, falling behind, 14-0. And I really think it started on the first drive. They went for a field goal, missed it, gave the Vikings a short field, and then in return, they scored a touchdown to go up 7-0. And I'm going to question some of the play calling as well. Clearly, the Cowboys were not running the ball well tonight, so why wouldn't you throw it a little bit more? In particular, at the end of the game, 3rd and goal, and they do that little RPO to Zeke. It went nowhere, and now you have to pass on 4th down to try to get a touchdown. I just don't think the play calling was the best tonight either.
I didn't understand that either, Larry, because when the rushing game is not going, for whatever reason, and the lights go out, as they did for the Cowboys tonight, and for whatever reason, they kept going to that well more than once. All right, while the Longhorns and Aggies had their ups and downs this season, the Baylor Bears are undefeated. That's right, the same Baylor Bears who 2 years ago were 1-11. Now they're 9-0, coming off a triple overtime win against TCU. They have both Oklahoma and Texas at home in back-to-back games. What happens to the Bears now? Do they hang on?
You know, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yeah, I think they're going to win both of these games. I mean, obviously, Oklahoma can be beaten. I know Texas has a lot more confidence, but Baylor's playing some good football, so I'm going to say they're going to win these next 2 games.
All right, now the big question right now, what's wrong with LaMarcus Aldridge? How can he score 39 one game and 3 the next? What's going on with this guy?
You know, I know it's totally baffling. I think maybe he just needs to be the man, and if he's not the man, perhaps, then that's when it happens. I know there's some games when he just lowers his shoulder, he's not going to be stopped, and those are the games that it always seems like he really does well. And there's some games where he just kind of maybe defers a little too much, I guess, and he just has horrible games. And the thing is, you know, the Spurs' 4 losses this year, those are his 4 worst games, scoring 5, 8, 14, and 3 points. I mean, they're not going to win a championship with him playing like that.
And finally, we're retiring Tony's number tomorrow night. What was your favorite Tony Parker moment in his career while you're here?
So far, it wasn't one moment. It was a series, the 2007 NBA Finals, when they swept the Cavaliers 4-0, and he was named MVP. He just had an amazing series, so that's my favorite Tony Parker moment right there.
And I agree with you, but my favorite part about it was what he did off the court. I talked to him before the game and said, hey, we've covered 3 championships now in the last 5 years. I'm beat. I know you guys are beat. Can you get it done tonight? He said yes, and they did get it done that night. And then when he was carrying his NBA Finals trophy to the world feed, he noticed those of us in the local media over, and I waved to him and said, can you come over here? The NBA wanted none of that. They said, no, he can't talk to the local media. And he said, no, I'm going to go talk to the guys who have been with me from the beginning. And he did. He made good on that, and I really appreciated him taking time out for us. And, hey, safe travels back, Larry and Billy, and we will see you later this week. And that does it for the Sports Guys.